do you believe Ty Dillon's miracle run in this elimination bracket challenge will continue, or does it end with Bowman eliminating Ty?
I would say of all the Hendrick cars, Ty Dillon has the most favorable matchup possible. Obviously, as you just displayed, Joe, his best finish here is ninth back in 21. So that's not even with the next gen cars. So that tells me Bowman hasn't really had the success here to really give you the confidence you'd like to have that he's going to make it to Dover next week. Not only that, in Ty Dillon's favor, we have his teammate AJ Allmendinger to, obviously learn from, comb over his data, and help work on a comfortable setup for that car. Not only that, I don't feel like Ty Dillon's going to be going out for stage points, which Alex Bowman, who is in a playoff spot right now because of points, he might be out there going for points in the first two stages to help bolster his playoff chances at this point, because I don't think this weekend is going to be a winning opportunity for that 48 team. So with that in mind, if the 10 team decides to try to get ahead of the 48 and continue to progress in this bracket challenge, and they pit before the end of the second stage, I think that they'll have a real shot to knock the 48 off and continue as the 32nd seed to continue to move through this tournament, which, considering the guys that he's had to go up against thus far, is really a testament to something, I'm sure. It's just that Atlanta and Chicago are very chaotic tracks, very chaotic races, so it's really anyone's guess who's going to come out of those races unscathed. I think Sonoma is going to be the first truly somewhat predictable race. But even then, last year's Sonoma race included, I believe, 2 significant pileups. So at the end of the day, it'll be a really warm one in Northern California. And I think that Ty Dillon might be on his way to drinking some wine, on his way to a bracket 4 berth next week at Dover. So Alex Bowman, better watch your back, buddy. Ty Dillon will be really consistent and probably run like 17th. That's probably where you've got to beat him.
I've really enjoyed watching Ty Dillon in this tournament, especially with the clapbacks that he's been coming up with. I mean, last week with Brad Keselowski, and then with Denny, it's really fun. And it really shows how this tournament, it may not be, it might get some flack for this, but we have a lot of favorites who have been eliminated. It might not be the best at rewarding some of the favorites, but it's kind of a fun tournament to say, hey, these guys who you don't normally see out in front, they're moving forward and moving toward a big prize, and it adds some intrigue. It allows some of the drivers to really express their personalities that we otherwise would not get. I mean, namely Ty Dillon. Do I think his run is going to continue? I think it's going to be tough this weekend. Like Tanner mentioned, I think Sonoma will be more of a predictable race, but also like Tanner mentioned, with some of those guys who are trying to go for the stage points, you got guys like Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, and others who are going for those stage points. They're going to be mired back in traffic after stage 1 or so if they choose to go with that strategy, which is going to create an interesting mix of drivers who don't necessarily have the best speed or the best setup, and a mix of drivers who have the speed, have the setups, and are trying to get to the front, which we've seen before has created some different incidents and different things that really shuffles up the order of the race. So could something like that happen to Bowman? Possibly. It could possibly happen. Could Ty Dillon get some good track position and get ahead of Bowman? Definitely. I think so. I don't know. I just feel like with Bowman's record on the road courses this year, I think Sunday they're going to have a lot of confidence in the speed and the skill that Bowman and his team have really possessed this season. I think they're going to eliminate Ty Dillon and end the Cinderella run. But who knows? Looking at the practice sheet, I mean, Alex Bowman was scrolling down at 21st, and Ty Dillon was 23rd. So it's going to be close. I think it's going to be closer than people think.
Yeah, for Ty Dillon, as long as he finishes better than 15th or 16th, because that's the only places Bowman has finished at Sonoma. I know Taylor just put that in chat, but I was looking it up too. And I honestly don't know. Excuse my language. I'm going to say HELL here. But like, I don't know what the hell's going on in this bracket challenge because it's just the amount of stuff going on. I thought I was for sure it was going to be Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, and then last week happened, and now Ty Dillon, John Hunter Nemechek, and Eric Jones. One of those three are guaranteed to make the final four. So I don't know. I think I'm one of the few. I'm sorry for that little delay here. I'm one of the few. I think that Bowman doesn't get enough credit as he deserves. I think he's proven he can win. He might not be the best of the four on his team, and he's won on a road course before, well, street course. But yeah, Sonoma's not really his best track. He's literally mid at the track in the fifth. Well, a little better than mid, right? So I think Ty Dillon is having the best run that he could. It's the UMBC right here from a couple of years ago. He's having that Cinderella story run. And from what I've heard working on the other side of motorsport as well, there's nobody better with sponsors and stuff than Ty Dillon. So seeing his personality be able to come out and that excitement of where he was like, I beat your favorite driver to Denny Hamlin. And even Denny Hamlin was like, yeah, we encourage that. So it's awesome for Ty Dillon to really have a chance in this Kaulig car. And I think a legitimate threat he can have to Bowman is if Bowman has any of the Hendrick luck that's been going on lately. But for Ty Dillon, Allmendinger has been really good here. I'm not going to say in general, but like this past couple hours, Allmendinger's really been showing why we're not giving Allmendinger enough credit is what I'm getting at. I think he was one of the road course ringers and he kind of fell off a little bit at the Cup level, hasn't really won since I believe the Roval a couple of years ago when he wasn't even full time. But Allmendinger's still a threat, and if he can share that data, like I believe Tanner mentioned earlier with Ty Dillon, I think anything can happen. But man, wouldn't you love to see Ty Dillon or like John Hunter Nemechek battling? I think they're on the same side of the bracket. That would be so funny, and you gotta love it because $1 million is $1 million. Racing is a very expensive sport, so regardless, what's going to happen? I think the miracle run can continue. I'm not going to say he's going to be drinking wine. He might be drinking some leftover apple juice that they got out for Zilich if he doesn't win the Xfinity race. Maybe they'll give that over to Ty Dillon, but we'll see what happens.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I do love how we are seeing more Ty Dillon's clapbacks, as you said, after the race. If he does somehow eliminate Alex Bowman, that's sort of the first person I want to see post-race. Like, okay, what does he have to say? He's in the final four. Just nuts. And of course, as you mentioned, the other John Hunter Nemechek versus Eric Jones. Two teammates. One of them is going to get eliminated. Ryan Preece, Tyler Reddick. That's going to be a great battle. And then Ty Gibbs versus Zane Smith. We could have a unique final four if that is Ty Dillon, Nemechek, Smith, and Preece. That would be something else. And I would love to see NASCAR tell us how many people predicted that final four. I bet you'd probably be 0. Should the end-season tournament winner get a playoff spot?
That's a good question.
I gotta say no. If Ty Dillon wins this and gets into playoffs from that, I'm thinking, hold on. This is too far. Gentlemen, your thoughts on that?
Tanner, you want to take this one?
Let me start. I want to hear his thoughts.
Yeah.
Unless he's...
Should the in-season tournament winner get a playoff spot? Sure. Why not? Like, I don't know. The system is silly as it is. Like, why not? Like, as I mentioned on the Gay Racing podcast in my period earlier this year, it's just like putting overalls on Mickey. Like, why not? Like, we've already got the ears, we've got the nose, we've got the we got all of that. Why not just throw in the overalls and call him Mickey? Like, it's fine. We already have like 15 spots for available winners. We're shrinking the grid a little bit in that way. And the best part is someone that's already won and already in the playoffs could take that spot up anyway. So we'd still just have 16. So I just say, why not?
No. I don't think we should. I'm gonna cut right, I'm gonna cut right through what Tanner's saying. I love it. I love the Mickey Mouse. I like all this. I like the whoo. Everybody's got to do that now. That's a requirement of the show. Find a way to weave it in. But anyways, no, I don't think so. Like this in-season tournament, like I mentioned, is a fun way to add some storylines and add some intrigue to the races. But I don't think we need to give the in-season tournament winner a playoff spot. No.
I will say this to both of your answers. One, my Central New York accent won't let me make that sound that both of you guys made. It will come out very messed up, and I'm not going to try. But I think, in addition to the $1 million, I think a playoff point would be cool. Reward them for that. But yeah, the win and you're in applying to that would not really be the best thing. I love Amber's question, though. I think that is a absolutely great question, and I hope NASCAR doesn't see it, Amber, because they will consider it. So I think a playoff point is a good idea. But yeah, because could you imagine, like, no offense to someone like Ty Dillon, who's 32nd in points, but I think the $1 million will be good for that team and himself personally. I don't think the playoff spot will be very fair. Because then we're going to have a year. It would kind of be like Harrison Burton making the playoffs last year. It happens. But yeah, I think a playoff point, maybe 2. I don't know how they'd figure that out, but I think that would be a fun. I guess kind of taking both your answers and putting in the one.
I agree.
And a friendly reminder, Mickey, Mouse, going to be involved with Formula One. So I don't know, maybe they could get Bugs Bunny or something for NASCAR then if they really need somebody else.